Hey friends, hey family, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, my name is Crystal Blue. I do Christian content and I also do what's called the Word of the Day. I also have videos and shorts of me and my family having fun together, and I also have inspirational shorts. So if you like what you see and hear, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. For those of you returning, happy Tuesday. Hope everybody's having a blessed Tuesday. I know I am. So today, again, we're going to be taking it back to the Old Testament. We're going to be reading from the book of Leviticus. And I've spoken about this a few times. I think back last year I spoke on this. We're going to be reading from Leviticus chapter 5, verse 1. And I'm going to preface this with just because you don't say anything doesn't mean that it's right. And I say that when I say that, I mean a lot of people feel like they have to cover up for something, or they're like, oh, I didn't see it, even though they see something happening in front of their face. They're like, oh, I saw it, but I'm not going to say anything because I want to stay out of it. But by you not saying anything, you're guilty because you saw something bad happen and you didn't report it. Basically, that's called willful blindness. You see something bad going on, but because you want to stay out of it, you just kind of turn a blind eye to it and say, nope, I don't see it, whatever. That makes you just as guilty because you saw something bad and you didn't report it. Basically, like in the justice system, if you are called to testify and you sit there and you don't say anything, you don't say, yeah, that man robbed the bank, and you just don't say anything at all, you're just as guilty because you didn't tell the truth. And this is what this is talking about in Leviticus 5 and 1. It says, if anyone sins because they do not speak up when they hear a public charge to testify regarding someone they have seen or learned about, they will be held responsible. Now, I don't know what it is about these kids nowadays. They're like, oh, don't rat, don't snitch. You're just as guilty if you don't rat and don't snitch. I don't know what kind of code you're trying to uphold with your gang or your homies or whatever you're doing, but at the end of the day, if you don't tell, you're just as guilty as that person that committed that crime. I'm not telling you to be a tattletale. I'm telling you to be honest, because that person who did whatever they did, they're going to be punished here and they're going to be punished beyond. Our Heavenly Father's going to deal with them. And He's going to deal with you too, because you saw it and you didn't say anything. You just sat back and let it happen and you knew the truth. And that's something we talk about on my job all the time. We study it, we have courses on it, and it's called willful blindness. Knowing that something bad is going on, but not reporting it and not saying anything and trying to say, oh, I'm just going to remain neutral, I'm not going to say anything. That's just as bad as if you were doing it yourself. So let's remember, first of all, if we see something, somebody's being hurt or somebody's doing something that's wrong, that is sinful, we need to speak up so that it's corrected. And also, let's also, in that same aspect, don't tell false testimonies. Don't lie on somebody because you don't like them or you're mad at them or you're upset. So this goes both ways. If you see something bad happening and you know it's a sin, speak on it, because guess what? If you don't, you're going to be held liable as well. And also, don't give false testimonies. That's in another part of the Bible, but I feel like this kind of coincides with this. Don't give false testimony. Don't sit there and lie on somebody when you know good and well they didn't do it. Because again, lying, that's a sin. Not saying anything when you saw it is a sin. Let's just speak up. If we see it, say something. And that goes for anything in this life, whether you're in court, you have to testify, or whether you see one of your friends doing something, or even a family member. Again, it's not ratting, it's doing the Lord's will. He is telling you, if you see it and you know it's a sin, you know it's wrong, speak up, speak on it. Like I always say, don't take my word for it. Read it for yourself, guys. This is from the Old Testament, Leviticus, okay? This is like the OG part of the Bible. This has got like, I feel like this is the foundation. Leviticus 5 and 1. And then read the whole chapter. Read about it because it goes further. But I feel today, and even when I was growing up back in the 80s and 90s, people had this thing where like, you don't rat on people, or you don't say anything, or just, turn a blind eye to it, act like it didn't happen. Every time you did that, you were just as guilty as the person committing that crime. What did I say back last year? If you remember one of my old videos, a sin is a sin is a sin. It doesn't matter if it's a lie, if you murder somebody, if you robbed a store, if you committed adultery, it's all a sin according to the Lord. No sin is greater than the other. It's all a sin. Remember, if you see something, say something. All right. Again, it's from Leviticus 5 and 1. Got a little tongue tied there. Again, don't take my word for it. Read it for yourself. I hope this blessed you guys, and hopefully it kind of gave you a nudge. I hope I'm speaking to somebody and this gives them a nudge that if they see something going on, they need to report it or speak on it. All right. I love you guys. I hope this educated you and you use this in the future, and always use this book no matter what you're doing daily. All right. I hope this blessed you guys. I love you, and Lord willing, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye bye.